Hi, so I've decided to do some request videos as a few of you have asked me if I can have a look into certain periods of fashion history. The first one I'm going to tackle is for Cheryl, and I'm sorry Cheryl it's taken so long, I apologise, but she asked me to look at some nuns' habits throughout history really, but mainly from the medieval period. And I have to say, this was a minefield. I've done quite a lot of research and it's really not clear from Christian writings in history when uniformity for clothing came in for nuns as addressed by law. It seems from early Anglo-Saxon nuns, they come from families, good families, fine families or royalty, so were still actually wearing their finery. For instance, the best early well-known Saxon nunnery was in Winborne Abbey, founded for Cuthbertha, the sister of King Einar of Wessex, from about 688 to 710. First nunnery in the UK is probably Folkestone Priory, which is in Kent, and these would have been double monasteries with monks under the control of an abbess. Look here, this is Edith of Wilton in the 1070s. Now she was the daughter of King Edgar of England between 959 and 975. And we do know, even though she's dressed in her finery, would wear a hair shirt under her clothing. I think perhaps uniformity for nuns came in much later in the medieval period when ordinary people started to go into nunneries, or women were sometimes forced to go into nunnery. Someone had written, surprisingly, Anglo-Saxon nuns are depicted quite elaborately. Now the nuns of Barking Abbey, which by the way, which was founded for Ethelberg, and she was the sister of the Bishop of London in 660. She was the first abbess of Barking Abbey. Nuns at Barking were said to have worn a variety of veil types, open veils, head veils, wimple-style veils or wrapped veils. However, from the early medieval period, whatever their style was, the nuns' habit consisted of these basic garments. First, there was the underchemise, then the black or brown overtunic. Then there was the scapula, which is like a tabard style, which I presume protect the clothing. Then there was the cowl around the neck, the veil, and then the cloak. And there are so many denominations and subgroups for nuns that we'd be here for weeks trying to sort out which clothing was for what person, and they all change regularly over the centuries. There are of course nuns, the Catholic faith, the Anglicans, the Eastern Orthodox, Presbyterians and Lutherans, just to name just a few. And within the faiths, and there are saintly groups such as the Benedictines, the Cistercians, the Augustinians, the Dominicans, the Franciscans, and many more. And so look at early medieval clothing. It's not unlike nuns' clothing, with the wrapped and wimpled veils, but with a little twist, a bit of glamour with these lovely tall headdresses, and they've even got some earmuffs called crespinets to top it off and give a bit of bling. So thank you Cheryl for your request. I thought it was very interesting. It was interesting to do all the research on it. Sorry I couldn't be more specific, but it is, as I say, a minefield and a massive project. But I hope I've given you just a little snippet of what you wanted to hear. If you've enjoyed another historical fashion story, do join me again next time. Bye!